On this episode of BeamNG Roadkill Projects, the 500 cubic inch big block returns and is in a new home. A German wagon. Oh. There we go. Much better. Okay, so for today's adventure, it involves us going back in time. By a lot. Pretty much back for like episode 4 of this, Roadkill here, I did Can the ETK Tow Challenge, where we put the ETK through some very ridiculous towing and racing challenges that we did with it. We also hit the trucks with a plow. Or, not the cars with a plow. But out of that deal, we basically ended up with a K series and an 800 series. But the K series has basically sat in just long-term storage because, I mean, you know, I haven't touched the car. All I've really put on them is tow hitches. The 800, though, is a different story. It was a part of an episode that you never got to see, where we put an 8.4 liter V10 engine in it with zoomies. And it was all-wheel drive with the same drivetrain and everything like that. And I did a whole episode on the car, but it never aired because the car was horrible at everything that it did, pretty much. It wasn't really an entertaining video. The car was uncontrollable. It wasn't really the fun uncontrollable that we usually have here. So, motor got ripped out of this car, and it has sat for probably about 3 or 4 years at this point with no drivetrain, just barren, and left to rot. And these things are old enough now at this point to where I really do feel like, you know, I can butcher them. So we're going to butcher them properly today. And I'm going to bring this car back to life because, well, it doesn't have an engine. It doesn't run. And I have an engine that I can put in this car. So recently we did an episode with a Moonhawk where I put a 500 cubic inch big block with a blower in it. And, well, we had some fun with it, and I will say that the car was incredibly fun. But the thing is, with the Moonhawk mod that I used for that, is there is not really a good saving function for those parts, apparently. I guess it's a bug with the mod that is never going to get fixed. So, in reality, I can't bring the car back, and I can't redo the car because, well, can't save it. So that means we're getting rid of that car, and I now have a 500 cubic inch big block sitting around waiting to go into something. And now I had a lot of ideas on what to put it into. If you saw the recent Roadkill Live, we did blow up the roaming roamer, and did want to put it in that. Decided against it because I can probably put a better turbo motor in it instead of putting a blown motor in it. I also thought about putting it into a different Moonhawk. Went against that because, well, the Moonhawk is just incredibly outdated at this point, and I don't really feel like trying to mess with the suspension and also just make it not wheelie without a wheelie bar. So, in reality, I just started going through cars. I even thought about swapping it into the tow truck. Not the ramp truck that we have here, but the tow truck as a backup for the ramp truck. I thought about swapping it into that and having a blown tow rig. And went against that as well because it's never going to catch grip because, well, Can't put slicks on a dually. So, we have come to our secondary storage location here to basically swap a 500 cubic inch big block into a German car. And yeah, see how fast it can go. Now, there's a lot of concerns about this car because the ETK is also pretty outdated-ish. You can't put a roll cage in it. You can't do a lot of things with this car. So we're gonna do our best to swap a big block in this thing and see how fast it can go legally. And by that I mean we're most likely going to break out of any NHRA standard, and we're not going to care about it because if this thing goes fucking 8s, it'll be amazing. So you can't really tone down a blown big block to go slower. You can really only make them go faster, or you can only make them go ever so slower if it's that big of a built engine. It's got 2 distributors. It's serious. So, yeah, this thing has sat for the longest time. It used to be all-wheel drive, but I think the front differential's actually blown in this thing, or it just doesn't work. I've been able to do burnouts in this car before we took the engine out. So, I don't know what was wrong with it, but we're ditching that anyways. We're just going to a rear-wheel drive car because I'd like to drift it. Alright, so first of all, let's update this. Because, yeah, this is technically mine now. This is my car. No longer a fleet vehicle. It's got a gas tank in it. I don't want that because weight reduction. Put the headlight back in it. The headlight's only missing because we actually did crash it. But I just pulled the bumper out and just took the headlight off because that's what you do. It's going to need all the cooling it can get. We're going to an automatic. Let's see what else. Anything with the front? No. We're putting a plate back on it. I'm not going to gut the car yet. Alright, this is going to be the weird one. I'm getting rid of that. I'm getting rid of this. Getting rid of that. Drive modes, I'm just... Nope. It is just basically going to be a mute. The ECU is only there for the 2-step, that's it. Front suspension, get rid of this, we don't need it. Oh, it's electronic. That's why. Maybe that's why I've been able to do burnouts with it. Well, it's got brakes, surprisingly. Power steering would be nice. Front wheels, not really worried about those. Actually, can I put... No. Can't put the new wheels on it, or the new tires for the, I forget how to pronounce it. There'll be a video on that car coming, so, yeah. Wait for that. I'm not really worried about anything in the rear at the moment. We are going to put slicks on this, even though it's going to wheelie. Tow hitch is staying because that's the staple of this car. All right. 500 cubic inch big block. German wagon with a blown V8. Variable blower because I'm going to need to fuck with it. Also, I want the engine to be floppy just to add to the comedic value of this monstrosity. Make the pulley actually fit the car. Chrome this out. When it's got the drag transmission in it already. Perfect. It's actually really good. Alright, and I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it makes like 30 pounds. It's like back this down to 5. I have this thing like idle at 900. It doesn't need to idle at 1100. Yeah, way better. I'm just gonna bump that down a touch. Alright. Let's see how blatantly we can destroy tires with this. 16 pounds is enough for now. Two-step. Turn this up, but not like there. Oh, shit. Do they actually move a little bit? I was gonna put it up to 4. They don't move like that. Oh. Alright. Can I get around the ramp truck? Probably not. Let me move that. Actually, yeah, just back it up over here. Oh, still have the trans brake on. Oh god. Yep, kind of expected that to happen. Okay. Just trying to get nice shots of this thing drifting, because it's probably going to have the comedic value of how the German, like, you know, how modern cars kind of do that. Oh, this would make a good burnout car. Part of me now wonders if I could track this. Hey, you know, let's go try. Let's go take a lap. Oh god, this is gonna be sketchy. Jesus. The no anti-locks is a bit rough. That was sketchy. Holy shit. Oh, it ain't stopping. Wow, this thing is sketchy. Alright. Well, let's go do what this thing is probably going to do what it does best, and is go in a straight line with grip. And I'll worry about maybe making this thing go around corners at another time, because I think it would just be even more ridiculous to do that. Also, we have the hood for this. I'm cutting a hole in the hood because, well, kind of have to. But also just... This is outrageous. This is the peak of basically putting stupid motors in stupid cars. Right here. Probably done worse, but this is butchery at its finest. So I thought, since we are going to be at the drag strip today, and before we test that monstrosity over there, we will return to the Bastion. Do you guys remember last time you saw this car, we were having transmission issues. We still are. The car does not like shifting at all, but it is better because now we have it on a street radial. These are actually new to the BeamNG update, and I feel like it's actually very fitting to the street car look. And it helps with grip issues on the track. It doesn't help with the street, though. The street is still a complete disaster. But can we finally go 850s? Ish. And have this thing be pretty much as fast as the cop car once was? I'd like to say yes. Now, there are a few recipes to making this happen. We're going to get up here and showcase that in a moment here. First off, we're just turning everything off. We're not using two-step or anything. We're going to leave it in the sequential mode. But for the burnout, car's a lot more happy. But it still rides the rev limiter pretty hard. Alright, then we're just going to brake boost. Well, not brake boost over the line, but... Alright, it went 851, but I also left it in drive like an idiot. 60 footed pretty good, 1.5. 5.7 to the quarter, not bad. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a roll into 60 here. It's making some steam up top. I might have messed with the boost a little bit too since we've last seen the car. But this thing is now pretty much back to where I'd like it to be. Trying to brake boost this car is so hard. Yeah, there we go. It's like the mid-8s car now. Street car. Needs a cage. But this is as good as it needs to get. Alright. Let's move on to probably Wheelie Town, because it's gonna do wheelies. Alright. Let's see what this is gonna do. And if it's gonna just basically stand itself on the back bumper. Oops, shit. Alright, two-step. We'll leave that at 3,000. Turn it on first. Expected nothing less. That was actually a really good wheelie, though. Does it spin on a non-prepped surface, though? I wonder. No, it took that pretty well. Yeah, that back bumper's fucked now. Wonder if I could get it to launch harder. Let's just up the pulley. Just once. What is it on? A 5? Let's put it on a 6. Alright. Let's bump this up to 4. If we could get that 60 foot down, this will go 7s. Oh boy. It did not want to hold there, but that's fine. Wonder if I go again now that I creased the bumper. Oh, it does spin. Yeah, it does not. Oh yeah, that bumper's not happy now. Alright, let's see. Ah, slower. An 8.0 though. Wonder if I go one more time if it'll take off the bumper. Also, there's no stopping this from wheeling. There's no wheelie bar. I would have to try and tune the wheelie out with suspension somehow. Probably would have to come out of the front suspension than it would the rear. But hey, it don't spin. When it's on the track, it does not spin. All right. Come on, bumper, come off. Oh, we went 796. All right, before we completely ruin the bumper on the car, let's stop there. So, I have actually built this thing for a purpose. If anybody remembers what we did with the Woody Wagon with the Barra swap, yeah, we're doing that with this car, or we're gonna do it with the OG Barstow, twin turbo 427 in it. Yeah, we're gonna do that with either one of these. Both of these are gonna tow a trailer, but the twist of it is that I'm gonna make it as close as I possibly can to Rocky Mountain Race Week as we can, and we're legitimately going to have checkpoints. We are gonna have tracks. Basically, we are doing the same trip that we did in the Woody Wagon, but it's all the way to the Freedom Factory in Florida and all the way back to West Coast USA. So basically an average time of 3 tracks going all the way to Florida and back. And the goal is to basically keep going faster. The issue with this car is it's probably not going to survive that. So we might go with the Barstow instead, because definitely in Florida, I can turn the thing up to where when we come back, probably can just go very easy on the car, because the track in for the Freedom Factory map, that has the longest shutdown. This track here has the shortest shutdown. The one in Texas that is near the home base where we store a lot of the other cars. That one's like in the middle of these, but you don't go plummeting into a wall or a field afterwards. You would at least have a sand pit that you can go into. So the issue with this car is we can go faster with it, but we're either going to break it, or the Barstow, we go for a clean average and just try to run like maybe 6 O's, maybe get it into the 5s at the end or in Florida. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I would use something like the Dominator or put the new twin turbo setup into the OG Barstow that I want to put in it, but currently the 572 big block that Too Fast releases, that currently has a broken engine sound. So yeah, can't really use that one. But this car was built for a purpose because I do intend to road trip it to these tracks. This car might be a little different, and we might just go for an 8.0 average at every track and just go to the 3. But I do want to do a big one where there's checkpoints and we basically go across and back. Of course, these won't be back-to-back episodes, but it's something that I wanted to do in this game for a long time, and we're going to finally pull it off. I'm working out everything about how I'm going to make that video work, but the original idea was to have this tow the OG Barstow, but I ain't towing a giant enclosed trailer across the country with a car that means way more to me than this thing does, so yeah. But I would like to kind of make this a thing that we do once this season, maybe. You know, we do it with the Bastion back there one year. We do it with the, we get a car, make it, just upgrade it as we go. Some stuff like that. Would kind of like to make it a tradition, but we'll see. The Woody Wagon episode was so much fun. I would like to assume that I can do more with these cars, but that is it for now. We have made a 7-second German wagon with a V8 in it. An American V8, but I'm okay with it because, well, I mean, look at that. That's just a picture right there. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.